thinking you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Big time, big time, big time. Welcome to the Shade Sessions. And this is Shade Session number 2. I'm not gonna lie, every time I hear our theme from Evening Shade, I get so crunk. I'm over here like you would have thought I was doing a music video. But anyway, it's great to have you all with. Thanks for you all who have been watching the replays and watching with us live. Those of you who've been watching the Shade Sessions and commenting, it is so hilarious to watch you all, commenting in the chats and then sending me your notes about, plot points and whatnot. It is hilarious, and I'm here for all of it. Of course, I'm Jeanette Smith, aka Michelle Vital, and we have an amazing lineup for you tonight, as you saw. Please know that these are working actors, so their time is of the utmost value to me, and I hope so for you too. So even if you're watching on replay, make sure that you shout them out and show them some love. We did episodes 3 and 4 tonight, but we'll be talking about a few of them all. Joining me now, we have Monique Arpagon, who made her debut in Evening Shade as Michelle's sister, Nick. Welcome, Monique. Otis D. Winston, the man, the myth, the legend, who's joined us. He plays Justin, Michelle's ex-roomie and best friend. And y'all have a lot of commentary on that. We'll get to that in the show. So we have Deborah Crittenden, who is back. She was with us for Shade Session number 1, and she plays Michelle's longtime friend. I should say old friend, longtime friend, right? And executive producer, Rebecca Geller. We've got Lynette L.A. Brown, who made her not debut as an actor, but her debut into the show with tonight's episodes as Dr. Jenna Rogers, Michelle's also longtime friend, and Shari Diane, what's up? How are you? I know, I do. Yeah, we're here. And who is the infamous Miranda. And so I'm so glad to have you all together. This is actually, I love the synergy that I already know is going to happen because we're all on here together. Shout out to the rest of the cast. Jael Robertson, who's on set working right now on Lifetime movie. Shout out to you, darling. Thank you for the love and support. Jonas Chartok, who will join us. He plays Max, will be on Shade Sessions with us on next week. And to everyone else, to Loki D. Wolf, to Di Smith, to all of to Mama, who made a cameo tonight's episode, Mama E, shout out to you, boo. To my brother, who was DOP on this project. We're just so glad to have you all together. Well, let's get into it. First of all, for those of you who are new to this, Evening Shade is a sidequel. You've heard of a prequel, probably, and you've heard of a sequel, what comes next. But a sidequel is a parallel storyline that happens at the same time as the original story, but with a whole other set of characters, with some interloping and some, I would start saying entanglement. Well, there's a lot of entanglement, but with some touch points from the original plot, right? So for those of you who watch Apple TV's The Morning Show, you are quite familiar with the characters of Mitch Kessler, played by Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston's character, Alex Levy, and also Reese Witherspoon, who plays, just left my head. It'll come to me. Bradley Jackson, the Southern girl who makes it big in New York. So with that being said, let's get into talking about episodes 3 and 4. Spoiler alert, we're just going to talk about it. So if y'all haven't seen it, I don't know what you want to do. It's gonna be spoiler alert. What's up, Jonas? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. Hey, Evelyn, thanks for your comments today. She had a lot to say today in the chats. So thanks for that energy, Evelyn. I'm just gonna open up the floor. So 3 and 4 tonight. And if you all haven't seen it, it's okay. But just as a reminder, episode 3 was allies, goodbyes, and family ties. I love this episode because sometimes who you think is an ally, who is for you, isn't necessarily for you. And sometimes you have allies, right, in unsuspecting places. People are covering you or for you, and you don't even really know it. And I think we find that a lot with Kamala Green, played by Chantel Renee. She's not always seen, but she sees everything. She's gonna make that phone call, girl. The shark is circling. You get your hips back to work. I don't like it, right? So Michelle was in her spiral. Of course, we know her secret. She's pregnant. She shared with her bestie Justin a little bit about that. And so just to jump it off into the discussion, let's roll this clip and then we'll come back and discuss.
Hey, listen. Look. I need you to pick this up, all right? I want to see your face. Pick it up.
No.
Pick up, shit. Now give me your eyes, all right? What's going on, sweetie? What's going on?
I'm pregnant. And it's Mitch's.
I'm sorry. Wait. What?
Let me just get it out. What? I mean, you said it, right? All these women were coming forward. I had a lot of questions and I needed to get answers. He's the only one that can tell me what was what. All right, and I'm not saying that I believe his version of the truth on everything. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that there's something to it because, I mean, I've never seen him so broken and so raw.
Are you kidding me right now?
You kidding me, right? You talking about
him being broken?
He's destroying lives. And you talking about
him being broken, Shell? Oh my God!
Man, look. I've never trusted him.
Man, he's a gamer, Shell. Look,
and he just got caught.
Period.
But I told you I was never a victim. I never felt manipulated by him. It was my choice. I was in it because I wanted to be in it. I knew what it was and I knew what it wasn't. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Tell yourself
that if you want. Okay.
I don't know. I did. I should be smarter than this. I am smarter than this. I'm better than this. I get all of that. I should have a plan now. I should know exactly what to do. I get it, but I don't, okay? I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to get from one moment to the next.
Okay, listen, look.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. Look, I am pissed.
I'm pissed
at Mitch.
I'm pissed at Mitch, but am I frustrated? Yes, I'm very frustrated with you too.
This situation.
Oh my gosh, Shell.
But I need you to understand, no matter how pissed
and frustrated I am, I'm not.
Baby, look, I'm not here to judge you.
I'm not judging you.
I'm just so ashamed. Whoa. So, a couple of guys, I know, it's like, so what I thought was interesting was in the chats, and then I'll come to you, Otis, for your feedback. But the guys in the chat, like on replay and then on my Facebook page, they were like, yeah, he keeps it 100 and, we got to be there for the Michelles of our lives and, da-da-da-da-da. And I was thinking, make sure y'all get all of it though. Don't just get the one piece. Don't just get the go in piece, because what to me makes Justin so special is he has her trust so that he can go in on her. And then you see it be what I call the steel fist in a velvet glove. Like he's going to give you that power, but he's like, he brings it back into, I'm frustrated, I'm this, I'm that, but that doesn't impact my care for you. I'm not going to turn my back on you, and I'm not judging you. So let's talk about that a little bit, because what y'all need to know is none of that were my words. I can't take credit for none of that. That was all his inspired improv that leapt off the page. So kudos to you, Otis. And let's just talk about that moment. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I think it was from the very first cold read that you and I had. You know, you sat there and we talked about it, and you was like, it was just organic in our cold read. And throughout the time, you and I developed a friendship. So I really felt like I was talking to a friend. And my job as a friend is to always protect my friends. And when I say protect, I mean the good, the bad, and the ugly. A friend can tell you what's really on their mind and not be afraid of the backlash that they're going to get by telling you the truth. Kind of like the part when he was like, am I frustrated? Yes. You know, he was mad with Justin, but he was frustrated with you. But he still told you his truth. So it was just like, I felt like it was a real situation. You know, I've been in situations like that. You know, I got a little sister, so I've been in situations like that. I got a bunch of female friends. I've been in situations like this. So it was just real. So kudos to you for giving me this opportunity to be able to do it.
Oh, well, I appreciate the extra depth that you brought to that moment. And Evelyn says you knew he was telling the truth. You can take a hard word when you know that it's truth that's coming at you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Evelyn. Yeah, I mean, he really brought it. Anybody else want to jump in on that scene? I do have clips of you all, so feel free to share. We'll be going round robin. Anybody else? Anything on that scene that stood out to you, or anything you want to add? Well, I just want to say that you all keep watching, because that dynamic is important. I think when you look at the dynamics that Michelle's life is, it's like, when I was watching tonight, I was learning new things about her, right? Like, I was like, oh, this poor girl. She's so empowered in one area of life, but in the other area, she keeps looking to relationship with men to make up for something, to balance her or ground her in some way, you know, which brought her into trouble with what? You know, Dr. Jenna, her friend from back in the day, right? And so you all who were the Atlanta crew, y'all had no idea about that scene, because that was not a part of any of your scripts or anything, unless you just read through it. So I'm sure that was fun for you to watch. Let's get a little bit of Dr.
But
Jenna.
it had been months, G. You were focused on your certifications, and Cliff thought you moved on.
And what did you think, friend?
Well, the same. I only knew what you told me.
That time was to give him space so he could figure it out, not so that you would have the time to move in. And that now, after your engagement and everything, I suspect that you had to be the reason that he couldn't have been all in it with me.
That's not true, and that's not fair. You cannot hold me responsible for what I didn't know. You played like you were over him. You told all of us you were focusing on your career and moving on. That's what you said.
We were all focused on our careers, and no, I didn't want to seem like the pathetic woman waiting for a man to complete my life.
But if that's the life you wanted, a life with him, Jenna, then that's what you should have said. You should have said that, but you never owned it.
Let's talk about it.
You want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it. So much to unpack there, right? So much to unpack there. So for those of you who haven't seen it yet, Justin plants the seed of, girl, you need some therapy. I know you can't talk to just anybody, but what about your girl? Like, we haven't talked in a minute. Now y'all know why we haven't talked in a minute. Why are your eyes so big? Monique laughing. Now y'all know why we haven't talked in a while. Patrick says this was amazing. The character of G, which is what I call Jenna, G, was a superwoman, because most would have thrown Shell out the office. Yeah, absolutely. Which begs the question, why did she engage? Why do you think Jenna engaged, Lynette?
She engaged because she is just that. She is a powerhouse of a woman. And here you have two women who have made it to a certain level in their careers. And that can't happen if you don't have the moments when you know when it's time to be quiet and hear what you need to hear or hash things out. So there's that factor that, sometimes you have to leave the space to let those kinds of things happen. But then there is the fact that this isn't just somebody walking in my office disrespecting me. There's history here. If you watch the rest of that scene, there's a point where she says, Mom misses you. It's more than just somebody I was friends with for a moment in time, and it's easy to just dust that off. There's something a little bit deeper there, and I think she can tell that Michelle's in trouble and she needs someone. So she's at that place where it's, do I want to hear this? But also, is it healing for me to hash this out and do what I need to do to move forward from what's happened in our past?
So I'm just going to love on all of you all. There are moments which I feel I was gifted because I actually put my hands on it to edit it that I might not have seen when we either recorded in Atlanta or several of you did some of your own recording, like Lynette, you did some, cutaway angle shots for yourself. Otis, you the same. Monique, we did some stuff. Even Shari, you did some pickup stuff. So yes, kudos to the DOP, but kudos to all of you all for the user-generated content. There are these little nuanced things that you all will do. In the scene that we saw before, Otis, when there's this part where it's just like you don't have words, it's all just body stuff, and it's just like, oh my God, right? It's like there's no words, but you know exactly what he's saying, right? And the same thing with Lynette. There's this part at the end of the scene where you don't even say bye. You just click off the thing and then you're just sitting there and you're not saying a word, but I feel like we get to watch you get to watch Dr. Jenna processing that whole moment. And here's the truth about the scene I just played. Nobody talks about it, but you can be butt wrong and still telling truth, right? Like there's the opposing truth of you were wrong about this, but I feel like Michelle was right about this. You were working so hard as Jenna to not share your true heart on the matter that you convinced everybody, including the man, Cliff, that you had moved on. And why didn't you share that with the people closest to you, that was a relationship that was important to you and that you did want it, but you didn't communicate that. And in fact, she worked hard to make everybody believe she didn't want it. And then she drops that line, I didn't want to be the woman looking like she needed some guy to complete her life.
Because who wants to be that? Because who wants to be that? And I think the reason Dr. Jenna was so hurt is because we do that, right? We hide these pieces of us because we don't want to say it. But what we're really hoping is that somebody out there knows us enough to be like, I hear what you're saying, I see what you're feeling, and I'm going to give you the space to work that out. And I know that the hurt came from, you were my friend. So even if I put on the front that, as a successful Black woman, I don't need a man to make all this work. You know that I want it all. You know that I want the man, I want the job, I want to look successful, I want to look like I got it all together. You were supposed to be that friend that knew all that. I shouldn't have had to make myself feel weak and say that to you. You just should have known that.
I love it. And Evelyn says they were both in some ways in the same boat, and her not saying words spoke volumes. I also think, though, that the other thing that rung to me differently when I watched it back was, so Michelle has the line, you can't hold me responsible for what I didn't know. Here's the other thing. When somebody is already not in a healthy place, healthy Michelle probably would have seen that, probably would have understood that, probably would have caught all the context cues and said, I'm not buying the crap. But unhealthy Michelle, because she goes back to say, we were both in a bad place. There's a scene with Monique, her sister, where she rehashes all that she went through in that decade of 10 years. Every year, it was like like whatever the list of most stressful things that you can go through, she went through like all of them, except for maybe moving. I think moving is a stressor that they put on the. And so when you hear those things, somebody going through hit after hit after hit after hit, they probably weren't where they needed to be. And that's for later in life. They were in college. So who knows how developed she was at that point. Patrick says boundaries are expectations that become an unseen landmine for others because there's either no communication or unhealthy communication. That's awesome. Thanks for that tidbit. I love it. Anybody else want to jump in on it? I love that we're having this discussion because I feel like, and it happened today, some people were like, this is a little too close to home, or this is a little tight, you know. And that's what we hope art does, right? Is become a mirror so that people can either see themselves or do some self-reflection. Anybody else want to jump in and see before we move to another?
Well,
Good.
I got something to say.
Absolutely.
I'm with the therapist on this one because
So there's no sides. This is a discussion. Don't create enmity. Don't create enmity.
for me, because it's like your friends, even though you were in an unhealthy place, the one thing you don't do is cross that line with your friends. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. But if can healthy people, I'm sorry, can unhealthy, how do you trust unhealthy people emotionally, people who are not mentally healthy, to know that, to have that presence of mind? I think that's the question. What you're saying is absolutely true. I feel like that's best case scenario. And what I also think, and I want you to finish what you're saying, is sometimes we judge what others should do based on what we have the capacity to do.
No,
Because I have the capacity, that should be your capacity.
Well, it's not, to me, I'm not even judging based off of that. It's just, that's just common code. That's like bro code. That's like girl code 101. You just don't do that. You don't sleep with your friends.
And I was thinking,
That's how I look at it.
Remember.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mhm.
And I was thinking the same thing until the end when you find out that Michelle actually had a relationship with him first. Am I remembering that correctly? And
Sure.
she didn't tell her friend.
So who's really in the wrong?
So,
Shouldn't Michelle had said something at the beginning? Because if Michelle would have said something at the beginning, then Jenna never would have been like, oh no, I don't want sloppy seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, see, that's the beauty of this. If you watch the whole thing, she says, I wanted to tell you in the beginning, he was afraid you wouldn't give him a chance. Right?
Who's your friend though?
mhm.
But I'm just going back over the script. I'm just ready to fight. I'm just going over the script. She said, I wanted to tell you in the beginning that he thought you wouldn't give him a chance. And then when y'all got hot and heavy and y'all were serious, he wanted to tell you, but then Michelle was afraid you're in a good place. Why would you bring that stuff up now? Right. So I don't want us to get caught in the weeds because we're not here to decide what's right or wrong. We want the viewers. This is the beauty of it. It's for the viewers to look at and for y'all
I'm a viewer.
Not right now, you're not. Right now, you're Justin. Be Justin. Be Sweden. Switzerland. But no, I hear you. And I think all the things that we're discussing, all those, I hope that's what the viewers get. Like how you feel passionate about it, Otis. I hope that's how people at home see it. Because I also know this, it's also going to be filtered through your own life experience.
Absolutely.
If you've been the Jenna, you gonna have some sort of feelings. You're gonna have some sort of feelings. If you've been the Michelle, you're gonna have some sort of, if you've been Cliff, who's out there somewhere, you're gonna be like. So Evelyn says, I'm afraid of why she would want to see you. Is it because you share the pain? Oh, you're saying as Jenna, you'd be afraid, like, why is she showing up? And Patrick always said there is a friend code. Oh, this is right. Yeah, guys stick together, friends and further. I can do that to Patrick. That's my brother. He knows. But yeah, no, I hope that these are the discussions that we have because we can all go back, I think, and look at either other situations, like you said, Otis, you have little sisters in that other scenario, and you can go back and you can think about this, that, and the other thing. And we can all look at our own lives and go, would I made that decision? Would I made that same decision if I was the me of this decade versus the me of that decade? All good stuff. Which leads us to, let's go on to Monique. Again, that episode is called Allies, Goodbyes, Family Ties. Of course, it starts with a very powerful scene that I'm not going to play because it just doesn't do it service to do an excerpt here. You have to go back and watch Deborah and Louis in the opening scene of Allies, Goodbyes, and Family Ties, where they're racing to confirm a story and report a story. It was so moving. Lynette texted me and said, I wanted to cry with Michelle in that one. And I have to tell you, when I was watching it, it kind of did something to me too. And it's funny in that way, but that's how you know you got it right. I did tell her, and I'll share this with you all. I said, I feel like Michelle is crying the whole series. So I kind of get numb to it. I mean, I feel like in the moment it was happening, it was very organic for the performance, but just watching her through this. And then I thought, but people go through that. People go through seasons where you just tore up. You just want to be tore up this whole, what is over a week for her, right? It's been a rough week. She got cussed out on air. Her dirty laundry got hung out to dry. She found out she was pregnant. Her best friend cussed her out and then loved her up. You know, like then she had to deal with her old friend just to get some therapy. Then she hoped her sister and the sister. Well, let's talk about the sister. Let's go ahead and roll this clip. This is Monique's debut in acting. Yay! Where are you, Pooh? Ratch. Hold on here. It didn't come up. Let me go ahead.
I was going to say, as you're looking for that, I think that Michelle and Dr. Jenna both showed a lot of strength and empathy towards one another. Like Michelle shows strength by knowing the history and still coming towards her for help, knowing that she might have to have this conversation in order to get the help that she needed. And also not Lynette, but Dr. Jenna saw a need that she could feel and still has this love for Michelle, no matter, even though those things went down. And I think that shows us how to love one another and how to care for one another.
I love you brought that point up. I also love, I didn't say this about the scene with Otis, that he mentions, and you don't often, I mean, you see it more now, but a man of color saying therapy, get you some, get you some therapy. Like, because it has been so taboo in our community, that self-care, and I'm thankful that Patrick is on because he is a pastor and he has staff. He has qualified staff that are therapists. That are like, there's some stuff that you need pastoral care, but then there's some trauma stuff you need to work it out. And so I think we as a community, not just the Black community, but just persons of color in general, I think the BIPOC community has gotten a lot better about not only getting therapy for myself, and I'm gonna be quiet about it over here, but saying, I used it, it helped me. I think it can help you. And I hope that in this, watching that is another thing that people can kind of get free about, saying that if they are led that way, that might be a tool for them. Here's Nick and Shell.
Feeling you find, no matter how far you've gone, the thing you can't quite put your finger on, back home.
So you mentioned a dark time in your life. Did you really feel like you couldn't come to me? Like I wouldn't be there for you?
I mean, you're my sister, right? So I know you love me. Yeah, I guess I just always felt like there was this piece of you that you were holding back from me. Really, all I ever wanted was my sister.
You're not wrong, but it wasn't you or anything that you did. I knew your life was going to be big. And my life was already eclipsed by it, but I didn't care about that. So I am so, so proud of you. But I guess it's just that I didn't want to depend on you so much, knowing that you were just going to go in a different direction than me.
Wow, what a pair, huh? We're good. We're good. We're good. Wow. Good job, Nick. Can we give it up for Koi Pond too? Just, you got the Koi Pond. Let's hear from you about this, and then I'll tell you some things that I saw the second go round that were special to me in this. Neek?
Yeah, so I think Neek is feeling afraid, and she doesn't want to lose her sister, but she realizes that that fear, that boundary or barrier that she has with Michelle is actually pushing Michelle away instead of inviting her in. And so she realizes that, hey, I actually might need to open up a little bit. And so I think that's why she decides to tell her, I'm afraid of you going in a different direction than me. I'm afraid of you leaving me because our lives are completely different. And she knows that she's judged Michelle for not having the life that she has because she thinks highly of herself, of having the husband, the kids, the dog, the koi pond, the nice house. And, you know, she's not valuing the different life that Michelle is having. And she's also very protective. So yeah, that's what I think about Neek.
I love that there's, again, the opposing truths of you can love someone, you can be related to them, and then still have such high regard that it almost teeters on resentment, right? Like you can look at both of them. What I love in the scene is Michelle is sitting there watching Monique with her kids, right? And she's at her house, and she's there, and knowing she's dealing with this decision about, I'm pregnant. What am I going to do about this? Is this what I want? Like she's looking at the whole family dynamic while feeling so very judged. If you saw the first scene between the two of them in the kitchen, Neek has this, well, I was here when our mother needed us. And so in her mind, that's of the esteemed value. Meanwhile, Michelle is like, but yeah, if I went out here grabbing these bags, I couldn't have helped us get to that place where we could help mother and do all the other things, right? And so they're both right in that sense. But what I thought was so powerful, especially for the dynamic with women and sisters, and I don't just mean blood sisters, is that I'm not getting what I want from you. And maybe Michelle communicated it. We don't know. Maybe she tried in the past to communicate it. We don't know. But when I want, because everything y'all been talking about has been about vulnerability tonight, right? In some way, it comes back around to vulnerability. I need this from my sister. I don't feel like I get it. So guess what? I'm going to put up my own wall. Mm-hmm. So now where we got one wedge, now we got two wedges, right? Jenna, we didn't understand each other. I don't know what happened to that. We just put up a wall. You put up a wall, I put up a wall. Now a relationship is there. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that Michelle, though she's the older sister, she's just got too much crap going on. She couldn't reach for her sister, even when she did. Because if you remember the first scene between the two, she said, there's two things you wanted to tell me. Joe was going to tell her about the pregnancy. She was going to tell her about Mitch and then tell her about the pregnancy. But after she got so much judgment back, she's like, there's no way. There's no way now I'm telling you that. Right? So I wonder what would have happened if Neek hadn't come out to the pond, right? To reach for her sister to say, hey, you said at the darkest time, you didn't feel, do you know that I love you? Like, do you know that I care? And open the door for them to be able to have that conversation. So I love that moment. And I love that you shared your family and allowed me to share your family because you have a beautiful family. So thank you for, those are her kids and her koi pond and her house. And all the family photos. Those are all of us. So thank you, Pagan family and extended family. Anybody else want to weigh in on the theme or dynamic in that before we move on? Okay. Cool beans. All right. Well, Rebecca sits high and reaches far with her phone. I mean, Rebecca hasn't moved in our eyes from the circumference of her, but she is wielding the world from that place, right? And we get to see, she's like, where are you? We got to see in this scene, I think this conversation and the conversation with Justin are the first two scripts I ever wrote. The conversation where he tells her, give me your eyes. That's an important line to me. Give me your eyes. Because you can be on a FaceTime with somebody and still not really see them. And men, if you use it, that's great. You can credit me the first time and then you can claim it for yourself the second time. But give me your eyes, right? That one. And then with Rebecca, this theme around ownership. And this is something I felt when I was in news and entertainment. What of me do I own? If y'all get to tell me how I got to wear my hair, if y'all got to tell me how I get to laugh, if y'all got to tell me what pen you like me to hold on desk, if y'all going to tell me when I can take time off and what holiday I get to spend with my family, if y'all get to tell me when I sleep and when I eat, when I take the time off, isn't it mine? And Rebecca comes back with that great line, well, I own Jim. And I own you and own your time and I own the schedule. So you can't take shit if I don't get to you. Like that to me was just like, and now we've got Miranda coming in with her little sneaky self.
Your numbers are good. No need to worry. Something else on your mind?
Listen, I like Michelle. I really do. She's iconic. And no, this isn't shade or girl beef, but if we're coming, we gotta come strong. We're here planning for sweeps, and she's just gone, took the week off.
That sounds like shade.
No, I'm concerned. She just had that meltdown on Red TV, and to be fair, I think her mother's going through some health challenges, but still, timing sucks. But you guys are friends, right? So I'm sure you know more than I do.
Exactly. So, again, there's no need for you to worry.
Of course. It's gotta be tough caring for an aging parent. At Michelle's age, her mom is what, probably 90, 100.
Okay. Thanks, Miranda. Your concern has been noted.
If you need me to fill in, help out in any way, just let me know. I'm here.
Close the door on your way out.
Hey, what was that about? Just kicking around some feature ideas.
Good old Cam with that phone. Cam is like, Johnny on his phone. Cam will find out what y'all talking about. What is happening? Kudos to both of you. Again, acting is more than what is spoken, right? It is in the embodiment of those persons that we play and how they process in real time what's happening. And one of the moments that I love in there is Rebecca when she says, Miranda says, to be fair, I think there's something health challenge going on with her mom. You see Rebecca look down in a way like, oh God, like I hope nothing's, like you get a sense if you're paying attention that, oh, she cares. Because Rebecca otherwise is just looking like, so I love that nuance. Shari,
thank you.
Good to have you, darling. Thank
I'm
you.
excited to be on with everybody and seeing
a little bit about Miranda.
the non-Atlanta crew.
Right. Which y'all felt so separate, right? Because y'all never saw each other. But
Right. We didn't shoot together. So, but
you're such a great Miranda. First, let me just say that.
Yes.
It's for watching. We'll show some stuff, even though Jael wasn't able to make it tonight. I have some clips, and so you'll start seeing this sweet, innocent, and then she doesn't start like at 100 on the sweet and innocent, but you can see it in there, and we just kind of slowly watch this, influence kind of penetrate. So let's talk about Miranda a little bit. What was going on for you?
we began to see a little bit more of in episodes 3 and 4 at least, of that relationship between Miranda and Trina, and who has her own agenda. But Miranda she's driven. She's intelligent, but she is somewhat naive, and to how the game is played. So she does see Trina as that influence, who she considers a friend. She considers a friend helping her.
I love this scene. I want to show real quick here because I think this is. I've seen it. I outlined it like you would a good football play. Let's see if you can watch what I mean.
Okay, well, the third season of Ted Lasso is dropping, so we have Hannah Waddingham via SAG.
Your numbers are good. No need to worry.
We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Yep. Sorry. I don't know if you noticed when Michelle had her meltdown that Trina actually chatted in the chat. Yes, girl, share your truth. While everybody else is like trying to diffuse the situation, Trina's like, yes, girl, share your truth. So I don't know if y'all caught that little. I
saw that line, but I didn't know it was Trina.
Yeah, girl, share your truth. Melt out on TV, girl. Melt out. So here's Trina. Shady. Oh, how about that line? At Michelle's age, her mom's like, what, 90?
Right. 100.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, the third season of Ted Lasso is dropping, so we have Hannah Waddingham via SAG.
Oh, we'll put that in B block.
Great. I'd be happy to draft a Q&A for Michelle.
Jim, do you have someone slated for that already?
Yeah, Pat. He's a huge Lasso fan.
Great. Next.
He has been conducting what he calls undercover acts of kindness.
Wow. Speaking of Mitch, Michelle, and undercover acts,
that was over a long time ago.
Okay, calm down, princess, you're right. But you know what they say, feelings buried alive never die.
It's such a heartwarming story, and there's a lot we can learn from our next guest. Won't you help me welcome Jimmy Dart?
I guess you caught that interview yesterday?
Girl, can you say meltdown?
No, I started to feel bad for her, but she has some good points, though.
Okay, you're a smart one, but I've noticed that you pay attention to everything that's happening around you, that you don't notice what's happening to you.
What am I missing?
All eyes on you, looking for somewhere to hang a target.
Why me?
Okay, you know what? I got you. I'm going to look out for you. Don't worry about it. You know what I was thinking? We should pitch some ideas for Sweeps Week and impress the Soups,
But I thought Jim and Rebecca were kind of funny about bookers pitching ideas at those meetings.
Okay, number one, you're not a booker, so you're going to pitch it, and when they buy it, you'll let them know that we came up with this together. Number two, what Soup wouldn't want a monetizable idea? The way things are going around here, girl, please, they need this. So think about it and then call me, okay?
So,
reading the comments.
I know the comments are what I'm here for. I love a good villain. When you can make me hate you, you're doing some acting. I want people to get this. This happens. This happens. It's so funny to me. You watch Trina in the opening meeting. She has aspirations. I'm happy to draft the Q&A. You can't fault her for that. She wants to move up. She don't want to be a booker anymore. She wants to be a producer. Okay, that could be initiative. When she starts kind of planting these little seeds with Miranda, right? Like she has an idea that Miranda hooked up with Mitch. She's not quite sure. But you throw out stuff just to see what the reaction is going to be, right? Poor Miranda, she didn't know. So she bit all over that, showed her whole hand. Have a poker face at all, right? But here's the part I want you to really get. When they're on the couch, she says, I notice you pay attention to everything out here, but you don't notice what's going on with you. And she says, what's going on? She's like, you got a target on your back. Everybody's coming for you. And she's like, why me? She never answers the question. It's like a gaslight. She just creates a problem so that she's the solution. Everybody's coming for you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to look out for you. Now you've created a fake problem and inserted yourself as the solution to the problem to endear her to you. Now she thinks she needs protection, but you made the whole thing up, right? So that's the sneak apart of Trina. And then if you notice right after that, she injects, you know what I was thinking? We should pitch some ideas to the Suits. Well, who does that help? That helps her. She already can pitch ideas. Miranda can. Yeah, no, they don't like Booker. But but we're not going to tell them that. We're going to tell them it's our idea. So I wanted people, because I know it's tough when it's like a web series, 20 minutes. You can't do as much as you can in a series like some people do, NCIS and all these other kind of series that people out here doing. But and we'll talk about that too. But those tiny little tearing aways, was that fun to play with, Sharian?
For sure. I think, we talked a little bit about the backstory and just, why Miranda would be gravitating towards Trina, possibly seeing her as the mothering type or that big sister that she never had.
Yeah. And no spoilers, because in the next 2 episodes, you'll meet another influential character in Miranda's life and learn what may have happened to another influential character in her life, which why she may be open to a mothering, quote unquote, mothering type of spirit. But I just really want people to pay attention to that, because some of the stuff out here, there is no problem unless you buy into somebody else's perspective of it. If you will elevate and focus higher, some stuff just isn't worth the energy, right? And I love that we can use art as we have to bring that out. There's one more scene I want to show. This is one of my other favorite scenes, Predator. I can't take full responsibility for it because it was inspired by the Apple TV show. Corey Ellison, who is the character on there, played by Billy Crudup, who's just a genius, phenomenal. He got this whole speech with their EP about the Predator, which Jael did excellently, and Miranda, Shari Dion did a great scene together at night, out in the parking lot in the rain. That's a whole nother story, but let's roll that beautiful beam footage.
Let's say I slipped them some deets or the pictures exposing Mitch Kessler and Michelle Vitale's affair. Like, who wouldn't want to drop the story that they have a love child?
Trina.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I could call up the Times, the gossip department. Oh, you know what? Or I can even hit up Maggie Brenner, because she just dropped the book and she's popping right now.
A Dead Anchor's Baby Mama drama is a great story. What would that mean for the rest of us? Fans would cancel the show. We could lose our jobs.
I mean, that's true. It's a risk. But Miranda, you are popping. You're hot, you're fresh, you're young. You got this. We have a better chance of staying #1 with you as the host, along with some fresh producing ideas from me.
I see where this is going.
Look, I really do want to help you. But don't be mad, we all gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? I know this feels like crossing the line for you. It feels like it's a lot. But I really do want to help you. And Miranda, there's no judgment. You know what I mean? I understand what you're going through, but Miranda, you went all in with Mitch Kessler. Why just sleep your way to the middle?
I'm tired of waiting. I'm running out of patience. I'm about to make my move right now. I'm about to make my move right now. I'm tired of waiting. I'm running out of patience. I'm about to make my move right now. I'm about to make my move right now.
That is Trina's theme song. I'm about to make my move right now. You don't want to miss the finale for the showdown. I'm going to tell you that. I love that scene because there's like this tension. She's got to keep you ingratiated enough to her so that she can try to control you. But at the same time, she'd be trying to pew, 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 pew. And you all
And I'm
already
falling. I'm falling.
It's like that fish that they like reel you in, bring you close enough, and then stick another hook in you. That was fun, and I have to just say thank you to both of you for sticking it out through all the conditions that we went through, all the Atlanta crew, all the conditions that we went through. But they were the last to leave because we were out in that parking lot getting that.
It was a long day, but I was just saying,
especially for you, you were the first. You were the first on the scene. So, but you know what? When I went back, when I was looking at IMDb, I was like, that poor baby, she was in every single, you were in every episode, but you were the,
Yeah.
But
I was just thinking, I've just been fortunate to have just some really good set experiences. And when you genuinely love what you do and, enjoy working with the people you work with, it doesn't, doesn't feel like work. So
it was fun. I have some funny stuff of y'all on audio, like just dancing, singing, just funny little stuff. But I just wanted to thank all of you and just talk about, let people know as we wrap, like what else you're doing, because like you said, I mean, these are working actors, young people just sitting around. And even for Monique, who, this is her debut, but I mean, she's a mom of 3. It's not like it's easy. I mean, it costs her something. She's got and a little one still strapped to her hip, so when you add all that into it, it can be time consuming. And some of us, we can't figure out a way to get it all done. We don't have a little bambino or bambina strapped to our side. Let's talk about some of the stuff that you all are doing, and then we'll get ready for tease people about final episodes 5 and 6. So we'll start. Lynette, what's going on? What can we look forward to? Anything you want to share?
Well, I will say that I'm out here hustling. So there's just like a little bit of everything. Auditioning like crazy for TV shows and films, but also kind of starting to get back into that theater bug. When things kind of slow down, kind of want to do something at home. So getting involved with theaters here where I am. And then the bug's been put in my ear that I need to start writing on my own. So now that I've put it out there, it makes it that much more necessary that I actually commit to do it. So I'm following your lead and taking some inspiration here. So those are the things that I've kind of got going on.
I love it. We stand in agreement for all. Deborah.
Hey, well, I am auditioning too, TV, film, different things. And I'm working toward the holiday because we got holidays coming up. And I just want to say, I don't think a lot of people probably realize that half of this web series was filmed in the one day we were at the office. I want to say it was amazing. We filmed half, and that's what, an hour probably of the 2 hours probably total of the series. We did
that one day. Yeah.
It's like 1, 2 takes. Okay, let's move on. And it's amazing that we got as much as we did and as quick as we did, and it just looks great. So kudos to you.
Thank you. And thank y'all, because if not for your patience and grace, it wouldn't happen. And shout out to our friend Josette McMillan from down there at Vegas office, who played babysitter and sat with us so we could finish. That was late. Yes, that's what I mean. Like that, we may probably shouldn't have called her name, but the grace of it. So we thank her. Sharia, hey mama.
So Evening Shade is my my latest project.
in front of the camera, at least. I teach theater and I teach dance. And so I'm currently working on choreographing a production that opens next week. But again, I'm just, initially I thought I was, my plate was too full for this, but I read the material when you sent it, and I really wanted to be involved. So just happy to be a part, and happy to be able to, bring your vision to life. So thank you.
Thank you. And for those of you who said, I know that face, yes, please confirm for them why they know your beautiful face.
So I started acting it's almost 20 plus years ago as a child actor. I booked my first role out of Atlanta on Lifetime's Any Day Now. So 5 years on that series, and still at it.
And grew up beautifully, and we are so proud. We're so proud. So thank you for being
Thank you.
part of this family, because I look at you all as family now. So just so y'all know. Monique?
Yes, I am just honing in on my craft and taking care of the kiddos and open to whatever is next.
And excited that she jumped into acting classes for this. That was her commitment to bring what she could to the table. And so you got to love that when somebody cares enough about, what they're going to be doing to sharpen their knives. So thank you for that. Appreciate you. And glad that she's found a place for further expression. She's a beautiful dancer. So this is just another tool in the box. Otis D.
First, it was an honor to be a part. And I have to say this, Rebecca, the way you had Michelle's back in every way. Everyone needs a Rebecca. Everyone needs a Rebecca. So, but it's an
Everyone
honor.
needs a
Thank
Justin. And I have a best friend like
I was
Justin.
just about to say that. Yeah, everybody needs a Justin. Yeah.
Justin is truly almost like I told Michelle, it was easy to play that because that's like me. But thank you. It's such an honor to be a part of this. For me, tomorrow, my episode of SWAT on CBS airs. Yeah. Officer Holmes, that airs tomorrow. And I'm currently in Atlanta filming a movie with Dwayne and Rock Johnson and Chris Evans called Red One. And then January 13th, my movie, The Plane, it's actually called Plane, with Gerard Butler, Michael Coulter, Danielle Pineda, that comes into theaters January 13th. So, and auditioning, just got to audition while we were here for a series regular. So it's just all by the grace of God. I give him all the glory. And like Shari said, when you love what you do, it's not work. It's work. I was telling Jeanette, I was on set last Monday and I did 16 hours. And as soon as I got off set, her and I talked. I said it felt like 2 hours because we love what we do. And I say this all the time. There are no small roles. So when I got this part, I wasn't supposed to do it. Someone sent it to me to send it to somebody else. And I said, oh, I'll do it. I read it. We did the cold read, and I was like, oh, I love it because I love what I do. It's not about money. It's about me sharpening my craft and my gift and helping someone else vision come to pass. And this vision is amazing. And I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Well, I have said it before, and I will say it again, that when you do it for the love of it, everything else just works out. Everything else just works out. Right intention for me is the magnet for all things working together. I feel like when you set the right intention, I didn't know about an Otis. I didn't know about a Shari. In terms of working on this project, I had no idea that Shari Dion would come work on this project, or that Otis would come work on this. I knew I wanted Lynette. Lynette and I had been in some acting lessons. We had done the thing together, and I said, man, if I ever get the opportunity to be in something or write something with a strong woman, I'll make sure that I pull Lynette and Jonas. Jonas was in our acting class too. Deborah came to me by way of Eva. And so it's that thing of just wanting it to be a vehicle of truth. Some people, know me in many different ways. I have many, many, many different hats. But what you will find is that EIEIO thing that Michelle talks about, that is my true mantra: to empower, inspire, engage, entertain, and inform people in original ways. It always has been, it always will be. And if you watch really closely, you'll find the messages of inspiration and of empowerment and of hope. They may not come the way you're maybe thinking, but if you watch and you really listen and pay attention, I believe that you will find something that will lift you up. So thanks to everyone. Thanks for those of you watching. We all got to eat. Did you see her face when she said that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody, why you want to sleep your way to the middle? I want to tell y'all, when I wrote that, I fell out my chair. I was like, this is good. I don't know how we're going to make it work, but this is good. So thank you all so much. Make sure you join us next Thursday for episodes 5 and 6. 6 is the finale. It's a little bit longer than the rest of them because we wanted to wrap it up, tie it up real nicely. We join each other on the live chat by, getting on at 4 p.m. So if you're available, watch with us live. It's like being in the theater and talking during the movie. You get to watch and enjoy and chat it up. Make sure you're following these beautiful folks. Make sure you're following them on their social media platforms. The way that you can continue to inspire and send love back is by making sure that independent filmmakers and actors who give their time, their talent, and their energy, just the thing that costs you nothing. Press like, share it, drop a comment, get the buzz going so that more and more people can get eyes on it if you enjoyed it. And that's how you lift us up. So thank you to all of you for doing that. And thanks to all of my family, Nisha family. I love you all so much. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.